Welcome back to Ruhoni Sewing. Today we are going to have a tutorial on how to draft a two-piece dress block. Our previous tutorial on how to draft a one-piece dress block, have linked that video in the description box below. Please let us start. As usual, we have our materials. We have our two closed fitting patterns, back and front. We have our square ruler, curved ruler, tape measure, pencil, straight ruler, a pair of scissors. We also have our pattern paper. Again, do not forget to leave a space of 0.5 inches at the top of your pattern paper as well as the sides of your paper. If you all remember from our previous tutorial where we had a one-piece dress block, you see here we have a one piece from the top to the bottom, meaning that our dress will have one piece for the front and one piece for the back. Let us first understand what we mean by two-piece dress block. We are going to have two pieces, the top and the bottom. In this tutorial, we have a dress joined at the waist. So we are going to have top which will end up at the waist, and we will have the bottom which is going to start from the waist going down. Just for more clarification, you can have a dress joined at the bust line, at the waistline, or at the hip line, depending on the design of your dress. As usual, we are going to trace our pattern. Make sure the center front aligns with the side line of your pattern paper, and the tip of your shoulder touches the horizontal line, the top line. We are going to trace our pattern up to the waist. We are starting with our neckline, our shoulder, our arm side, up to our waistline. Trace all the darts, the side dart and the center dart. Now remove the pins and draw your pattern. Show all the lines clearly for the darts. The shoulder, the neckline as well as the arm side. Label your chest, your bust and your waist. From your waist, leave a distance of 1 inch. This distance will separate your top and bottom of your dress. Draw a straight line as shown here. Then take back your pattern and put it on top of the line you've just drawn. Make sure the waistline aligned with this line and the center front aligned with the side line. Secure your pattern with pins and trace your pattern up to the hip line. Now start to trace your pattern from the waist to the hip line. Draw also the waist dart. Again, remove the pattern and start to draw the bottom part up to the hip line so that your pattern can be clearly seen. So from the bottom part of our dress, we are going to measure from our waist the remaining length of our dress. We are going to take example from our previous tutorial where we measured from our waist 20 inches going down. Put a mark. With your square ruler, square across from your side line. Then square from the hip line going downwards. The line seems slanted, but it is not. It is a straight line. This is our bottom part of our dress. This here is our waistline, and this is our hip line. Now let us concentrate on our waist area. We are going to start with our top piece. From the center front, measure 0.5 inches going down, and from the side seam measure 1/4 of an inch, 0.25. Then join these 2 points. The line will be a bit slanted because the points are in different position. Now to the bottom piece of our dress. From the side line, measure 0.5 inches. Put a mark and join that point to the center front line. This line also is going to be slanted. Connect these 2 points with a straight line. So now we are going to redraw again the darts. Remember, we have our extended waistline. So from the line that we have drawn, the slanted line, making sure that your bust point is at the same position, draw a perpendicular line. For the front piece, the position of the dart will not differ that much. Drop down the legs of the darts. As you can see, they are almost at the same position. For the bottom piece of our dress, the position of the dart will differ a bit. We are going to use that slanted line that we've drawn, the extended waistline. Now, making sure that the 90-degree angle is at this new position, draw the center line of your dart. As you can see, it's a bit slanted. I've shown you with the red pencil. And measure on either side of this new line that we've just drawn 0.5 inches. Remember, our dart was 1 inch. And draw the new legs of this dart. Do not forget to label your pattern. It's a front, and label the center front too. Label our bottom piece as well. Now it is time to cut our pattern. We have started with our top part of our dress. Here is our top piece, and now let us cut our bottom piece. So our front pattern is ready. We have our top, and here is the bottom part of our dress. Now let us finish with our back pattern. As we did with our front, secure your pattern, place it well, and start to dress your pattern. Trace the waist dart as well. Remove the pattern paper and start to draw your pattern so that it can be clearly seen. Follow the steps as we did with our front block. Again, leave a space of 1 inch. As we did with our front pattern, put your pattern making sure the waistline touches the line you've just drawn, and secure your pattern. Trace your pattern from the waist up to the hip line. Trace the dart. Now remove the pins and draw the pattern as we did with your top piece. Finish with your dart. Now measure the remaining length of your dress, that is 20 inches. Square across. Then square down from the hip line to the line that we've just drawn at the bottom. Now back to our waist area. Now for our back piece, we are going to measure 0.25 inches from the side seam, and not center back. It is from the side seam, and connect that point to your center back. Now for our bottom part, measure 0.5 inches up from your waistline. Put a mark, and then join this mark to your center back, exactly as we did with our front piece. Now back to our darts. The top dart will not differ much as it was with our front, but for the bottom dart, make sure you put a 90 degree on the line that you've just drawn. That will change the position of your dart. Now measure from that line 0.5 inches, that is the width of your dart, and draw the new legs of your dart. To avoid sharp corners, we draw the side seam of your patterns using the curved ruler. As always, do not forget to label your pattern show the center back and label it as your back pattern. Now it is time to cut your pattern. Cut from the extended waistlines. First, cut the top piece. And now finish with the bottom part. So here we have our back top piece and the bottom piece.